Well, guys, we got another breaking news story out of Politico. Ron DeSantis, candidate running for president of the United States for the Republican Party, the so-called replacer of Trump. This is the guy that's supposed to be better than Trump. This is who the people on the Republican side who don't like Trump, this is their guy. This is their candidate. They're like, oh, this guy can beat Trump. He's better than Trump. He's a little bit more reserved and blah, blah, blah. Folks, this guy's campaign has been an absolute disaster. And now we have a new update. Ron DeSantis has fired his campaign manager. He has replaced his campaign manager. Looks like the name was Janera Peck is out just weeks after advisors told her that her job was secure. Literally, Ron DeSantis' advisors literally went up to this person and said, don't worry, your job's fine. I know you suck. And he sucks. Actually, as a matter of fact, I can't even say that she sucks. I know that he sucks because it's probably not even her fault. She's probably an excellent campaign manager. And the reason why I love commenting on stuff like this is just so you guys know, I'm sure you guys know this, but just so you know, I used to run political campaigns. I used to be a campaign manager. I ran political campaigns, the messaging, our walk plan, the candidates, you got to knock doors in order to win elections, all the different media things we're doing, interviews, and who we're going to get to endorse us. I did all of that, okay? Sometimes you end up with a candidate who just sucks, okay? I've managed a candidate before who sucked, and it was really stressful. It wasn't fun. They don't listen. The worst thing to have is a candidate who sucks, who thinks they know everything. Oh my God, that is the worst. And that seems to kind of be what's happening here. So not really surprised that Janera Peck is out, but I do not blame her. I want to make that very clear. It's not her fault that he's losing. It's his fault. He's not a good candidate. We've seen so many cringe videos from this guy. I mean, here's the deal. We're gonna put this thing in a nutshell. In a nutshell, this guy was supposed to be better than Donald Trump, right? But what you've gotten instead is you've gotten somebody who is the same as Donald Trump. He's just as extreme, except he's not as funny. He's not as charismatic. He's not as likable. He's awkward. He's weird. He literally told a kid, some kid was drinking a Slurpee talking to him, and he's like, hey, that's a lot of sugar, huh, kid? Like, what are you doing? If I was his campaign manager, I'd be pulling my hair out. Like, why would you say that? Like, you're supposed to be kissing babies and being nice. You're not supposed to be telling a kid, oh, that's a lot of sugar, huh? This guy's campaign's a disaster. It really is. People like this, I understand he won as Florida governor, but it just goes to show you guys, not everybody is ready for the heat that comes with the national election cycle. It's one thing to win a local election. Believe it or not, I know this might be controversial, but winning a local election is not really that hard compared to national, okay? Don't get me wrong, local elections are hard too, they can be, but it's much, much easier than a national election. And yes, in order to win nationally, you gotta be likable. Ron DeSantis ain't likable. So here we go, just reading a little bit of the article. Ron DeSantis has replaced his campaign manager, Janera Peck, in what is the third major reshuffling of his operations. Third major reshuffling. Think about that. If you have to do 3 major reshufflings, is that the campaign's fault or is it your fault? I'm telling you guys, it's the candidate's fault. He stinks. Peck will be shifted to a role of chief strategist as part of the new order. Taking her place atop the campaign will be James, who has served as chief of staff in Ron DeSantis' governor's office. Oh, great. That's even worse. So basically, his chief of staff is going to take over. Basically, probably another yes man who worships Ron DeSantis is just going to listen to do whatever he says. No, Ron DeSantis does not need another yes man. As a matter of fact, I don't think it's wise for Ron DeSantis to hire his chief of staff. I think that's a terrible idea. He needs to hire somebody else on the outside. He needs to hire somebody who has good experience. I don't know. Go hire George Bush's old campaign manager or something. I don't know. Hire somebody who played a big role in Donald Trump's campaign. Bring him onto your team. I don't know. Find somebody else, not your freaking chief of staff. That's not going to do it, buddy. That's just not going to do it. The move comes just weeks after DeSantis' campaign and close advisor, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that article is boring. So, yeah, anyway, Ron DeSantis fired his campaign manager. Let me pull up this thing from MSNBC because it was so funny. They were basically making fun of all the awkward things that Ron DeSantis did. So let me go ahead and pull that up so I can show you guys because it's just Absolutely hilarious. Sorry, my Twitter is like malfunctioning. I don't know why it won't let me go to my videos, but I just closed it, so now we're gonna pull it up. Okay, here we go. Okay, watch this MSNBC video. It's so funny. Here we go.
Iowa earlier this week. Here he is chatting with a child at a fairground campaign stop in Iowa earlier this week.
Oh, what is that? An icy? Yeah, that's probably a lot of sugar, huh?
Like, what are you doing? That's embarrassing. Oh, what do you got? An icy? Oh, that's probably a lot of sugar, huh? That's a kid. Kids don't care nothing about that. Kids like ice cream, sugar, ices. They don't care nothing about that. Why are you telling a kid that's a lot of sugar, huh? This guy's so weird. Oh, also another thing. I don't know if this video is going to show it, but I got to find a video of it. Ron DeSantis has like this super awkward laugh, which just, I don't know, it just kind of like creeps you out a little bit. Like he's got this creepy laugh too. It just, everything about this guy is just like, he's not going to win the presidency. Like he's not electable. The Republicans, the Republicans that have money and power who don't like Trump, and trust me, there's a decent amount of them, they should have chosen somebody else. As a matter of fact, there's actually a superstar climbing in the polls right now named Vivek Ramaswamy. That guy, in my opinion, is better than Ron DeSantis, and he's a lot more electable. He's a lot more likable. He's a lot more charismatic, and you need those things in order to win election for president of the United States. Let's keep going.
I love that he shakes his hand as well. He shakes his hand and tells him there's a lot of sugar in it.
He doesn't seem to know what an icy is or have seen one before, and he thinks that the appropriate on-camera response to a child eating an icy is to shame them for its sugar content. I mean, he can reboot his campaign as many times as he likes, but his campaign cannot change the fact that he himself is a charm-free, charisma-free, humor-free zone, a rigid, unlike.
Yeah, this guy's right. Guys, his campaign is just trash. He's not a good candidate. It just is what it is. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you sometimes you run an election and you hope that somebody wins and they get up there and they stink. And that's Ron DeSantis. He is not electable. He stinks. He can win a state election. He can't win a national election. Let's keep going.
Okay, so juxtapose that DeSantis' answer with the clip of what your interaction showed and this one. Watch.
Have a beer with, as always. Yeah.
Well, I'm here. I don't know the
I'm
other
just
ones.
kidding. I'm not pressed.
Okay, all right. It's good. All right, we'll say hi to everybody.
Let's go say hi.
All right, let's go.
What do we do next?
Oh my God. He can't even pretend he's a nice guy. He's like, oh yeah, haha. Okay, let's go say hi to everybody. With the grumpy face. Dude, you're running an election. Smile. Be happy. Act like, have some energy. Oh my God. It's even more cringe for me because I used to run campaigns. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I had a bad candidate before, but even a candidate that I had that was bad was not as bad as this person. This person is terrible. Let me tell you the candidate I had. The candidate that I had, and I got to be careful. I got to make sure this never gets out because blah, whatever. I can't make it too obvious what I'm talking about. But basically, the candidate that I had was extremely intelligent, but also a little awkward, okay? Extremely intelligent. Actually, no, I wouldn't say this person was awkward, actually. No, not awkward, just really intelligent, doesn't really know how to dumb things down because this person is Ivy League educated and all that stuff. And even as bad as that person was, it doesn't compare to this person because at least that candidate whose campaign I ran, at least that person could talk to people and like resonate with them. And, you know, she was good with like storytelling and she was good with connecting with voters. We ended up losing that election. We got destroyed. Actually, no, did we get destroyed? We didn't get destroyed, but we definitely lost. We lost. And yeah, even with that campaign, as miserable as it was, it still wasn't nearly as bad as what I'm seeing here with this guy. I mean, the candidate whose campaign I ran, who wasn't that good, would never do something like this. Like, she had smiles on her face every single time she was in public. She knew how to play the game. When you run for politics, you got to know how to play the game, folks. My goodness.
Let's go say hi to everyone. I guess we've got to say hi to everyone. I mean,
What do I do next? Where do I go?
Have you ever seen a more robotic, more inauthentic performance? I mean, that lacks any sincerity or humanity from a candidate like that. Remember, this was the guy that conservatives said was going to be the future of the party.
That's true. Ron DeSantis was the guy that they said was going to be the future of the party. That's funny. Anyway, guys, here's my prediction. I think Ron DeSantis is going to continue to slide down the polls. He's just not that great of a candidate. I think people like Mike Pence and Vivek Ramaswamy, who are already climbing up the polls, I think they'll start to take away some of that voting share from Ron DeSantis. He just sucks. And also ultimately, even beyond the awkwardness and the funny clips, at the end of the day, guys, his message is just not resonating with voters. It's just not. It's not resonating in a way to beat Trump. People are looking at this guy like, okay, yeah, you're cool and all, but I'm voting for Trump. That is literally what's happening. People are looking at him like, okay, that's great, congratulations, and they're still voting for Trump. Like, basically, he's like, he's polling decent. What is he at, 17, 18%, whatever, but it just ain't enough. Honestly, most of these candidates should honestly just drop out. They're not beating Trump. Trump is just steamrolling. Trump is beating everybody by like 30 to 40 points. He's just killing them, okay? So make no mistake, folks, regardless of what happens to Trump with all this legal trouble and indictments and all that, he's going to win the Republican nomination, and he will be facing Biden in the general election. Make no mistake about it. Okay, that's really all I got for you guys in today's video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.